Nobody invented football. And that single fact explains why 4 billion people love it. The most popular sport in human history, played in more countries than any other game, generating $38 billion every year. And nobody knows who created it. No inventor, no patent, no single moment. So where did it come from? The answer goes back over 2,000 years, across 4 continents, through royal bands, medieval riots, a pub argument in London, and a game where losing could literally get you killed. This is the real story, and it's nothing like what you'd expect. China. 200 BC. A game called Cuju was played by soldiers as military training. Cuju literally means kickball. Players kicked a leather ball through a small hole in a net between 2 poles, no hands allowed. FIFA, the organization that runs the World Cup, officially recognizes Cuju as the earliest form of football. So technically, football was invented in China by soldiers over 2,000 years ago, but it never spread. It peaked during the Tang and Song dynasties and eventually disappeared. Other civilizations were doing similar things at the same time. Ancient Greece had episkaros. 2 teams, a ball, get it over the opponent's line, full contact, extremely violent. Romans copied it, renamed it harpastum, and played it across their empire. In Mexico and Central America, the Aztecs and Maya played a rubber ball game over 3,000 years ago. The ball represented the sun. In some versions, losing meant human sacrifice. The stakes were considerably higher than a yellow card. None of these became modern football. The game we know today came from England, medieval England specifically, and it looked absolutely nothing like what we watch today. Medieval football had no rules. Entire villages played against each other, sometimes hundreds of players on each side. The pitch was the space between 2 town centers, sometimes miles apart. You could kick the ball, carry it, punch it, fight over it. People got seriously hurt, sometimes killed. Shops boarded up their windows before matches. Farmers locked up their animals. In 1314, King Edward II banned football in London entirely. He called it a great noise in the city caused by hustling over large footballs, from which many evils might arise. A royal ban on football. It didn't work. People kept playing. Football was banned multiple times over the next few centuries by different English kings who thought it was distracting young men from archery practice, the actual military skill that mattered. Still didn't stop it. By the 1800s, the game had moved into English schools. And this is where everything changed. Different schools played completely differently. Schools with large open fields allowed running with the ball and heavy tackling. Schools with narrow courtyards developed dribbling and passing because there was no space to run. 2 completely different games, both calling themselves football. When students from different schools tried to play each other, it fell apart immediately. Nobody agreed on anything. Can you carry the ball? Can you trip someone? Is shin kicking allowed? Every match became an argument before it started. October 26, 1863, a pub in London called the Freemasons Tavern. Representatives from 12 clubs sat down and decided to fix it. One set of rules, everyone follows them, no more arguments. They formed the Football Association, the first national football organization ever created. That word association is important. British slang shortened it to soccer. Yes, the British invented the word soccer. They just forgot they made it up and spent 160 years mocking Americans for using it. After several meetings, they produced 13 rules. No carrying the ball, no tripping, no hacking, round ball only. 13 rules. The foundation of every football match played anywhere on earth since that day. But not everyone agreed. The most controversial rule was hacking, kicking opponents in the shins. Several clubs wanted it kept in. They thought removing it made the game soft. Those clubs walked out. They kept the carrying rule and the physical contact and created rugby football. Football and rugby were the same game. They split in 1863 because of shin kicking. Rugby later split into rugby union and rugby league. American football eventually grew out of rugby. So football, rugby, and American football all share the same ancestor. The chaotic medieval English village game where nobody agreed on anything and people regularly got hurt. Once football had proper rules, it spread fast. British sailors, merchants, and workers traveled the world through the 1800s and brought the game everywhere they went. Brazil got it from British workers. Argentina got it the same way. Italy, Spain, Germany, all spread through British trade routes. By 1904, football had grown so big across so many countries that an international organization was formed in Paris, FIFA. 7 founding nations. One goal, run the game world. Today, FIFA has 211 member nations, more than the United Nations. The first World Cup was in 1930 in Uruguay. 13 nations. Uruguay won on home soil. Today, the World Cup final is watched by over 1 billion people simultaneously. So who invented football? Nobody and everybody. Chinese soldiers started it 2,000 years ago. Medieval English villagers kept it alive. 12 men in a London pub wrote the rules. British workers spread it across the world. 4 billion people made it their own. Football wasn't invented in one moment. It was built slowly and accidentally over 2 millennia by people who just wanted to play. That's more impressive than any single invention. Subscribe. There's a lot more football history like this that most people never get told.